We are live. Welcome back. We're back, baby. We're back. It's Monday. Icy Mike Imperfect podcast is going to be on Mondays from now until I change it again. You guys, once you let me know I'm looking good and sounding good, or at least relatively so, make sure the mic's on, make sure the camera's there. As soon as you guys let me know, we'll start this podcast properly. We're going to be streaming simultaneously on YouTube and Podbean. If you want to be a guest on the show, you just need the Podbean app. Link is in the description below. If you can't figure it out, then I don't want you to call it. Does that make sense? We are live. This is the Icy Mike Imperfect podcast. I'm Icy Mike. We're going to talk about knowing your worth. Now, relax. Be easy. Most people are worth more than they think they are. Some people are worth less. And you might think, Mike, who are you to decide what people are worth? Nobody. Unless I'm hiring you to do something and you are deciding to be hired by me. I'm not saying that I'm deciding. I'm saying you have a part in it. But the market for whatever it is that you are selling or offering or trying to do has a big say-so in it. This is going to be, now I'm going to talk from the perspective of a person who owns a small business, teaches fitness and martial arts, and runs a YouTube channel. But, so if you do any of those things or anything related to those things, this would be like super dead on, speak to you directly. But even if you do other things, like the example I always use is hairstylists I know go through all the exact same things that personal trainers do. Most artists I know, like painters or musicians, go through the same thing YouTubers go through. So all this stuff is going to apply. It's going to be universal. But real quick, this episode of Icy Mike Imperfect podcast, like all of them recently, is brought to you by All In Fitness and CrossFit Grenada. Good work. When I say know your worth, let's look in the comments real quick. Fight Training is here. I'm a personal trainer. I teach martial arts, and I'm also trying to run a YouTube channel. Well, Fight Training, this podcast is for you. This podcast was made for you, purpose-built for you, I promise you. FBI agent says, Mike, don't neglect the Podbean chat this time. To be fair, I neglect both the chats. They've become impossible to keep up with. If you can try to get someone's Coach Tim in the Podbean chat says Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. First of all, that's not a thing. No one should be thankful to be Canadian. Second of all, don't you use that kind of language to me. It's daytime in here. I'm kind of brown. I kind of look kind of brown. These walls are actually gray. I don't know how it's looking. I didn't actually change my color correction or anything. And I'm technically backlit a little bit, which is bad. I was kind of worried. But I kind of thought that this would look nice in the background. Who knows? We'll see. I might move it around for the next one. But knowing your worth, this is what I'm talking about. I made a YouTube video once before on the Icy Mike P channel where I talked about how a lot of gig-based guys were overcharging for their services and they need to undercharge. A lot of people take issue with that. We're going to talk about driving the value of your service down and why your competitors hate that. The purpose of that video, one of the points of that video was that my competitors disliked that I was charging so little. Everyone missed the part where I filled up my books and filled up my schedule and raised my prices. Everyone that had negative things to say about that missed that part. They said, I'm not discounting my services. I'm not doing, they missed the part where now my schedule is full and my prices are much, much higher. But it's not going to be about me. We're not going to talk about me. We're going to talk about people in general. I'm just going to use myself as the example. Miles Grant says, yo, I'm a business student and avid martial artist. I intend to compete in MMA until my late 30s, at which point I'll retire and open a gym using my business acumen. Am I in the right podcast? Yes, you're in the right podcast. Miles Grant, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, none of that's going to happen. This is exactly the podcast for you. I was not a business student. I am an avid martial artist. I don't compete much, and I'm in my late 30s, and I open a gym. I don't recommend that you open a gym. Your business acumen. Now, if you are good at business, you can make a gym work, but the only gym, my nose is swole up, and I got these marks on my head and bruises. We had sparring yesterday. My nose is crooked, guys. Is my nose crooked? Does my nose look a little crooked? I didn't think I got hit in it yesterday. We had sparring. So about opening a gym. I've done videos on opening a gym, real short and sweet. Opening a gym is much like owning a bar or owning a boat. You don't want to own a gym, but you want to be best friends with a guy who does. They are a lot of fun, but they're a lot of work. Taekwondo Lifestyle says, posting once a week. My channel has grown 42 subscribers in the last 28 days. Taekwondo Lifestyle, Master Dan, he's taking his YouTube channel seriously. Fight Training says, thanks for your advice on Instagram as well. Well, buckle up, Fight Training, because a lot of what I'm saying is going to speak directly to fitness and martial arts YouTubers and just martial artists in general. And you might think, well, I'm not a content creator, but if you post you hitting the bag on Instagram, you are a content creator. Tim Valentine says, what's up, Icy Mike? Finally caught a podcast live. T. Petronek says, nobody should be thankful being Canadian. F you. Look, you can't even type the curse words. It's Canadian as hell. That's the Canadianest tell-off I've ever gotten. F you, buddy. You hoser. So when I say know your worth, I'll tell you kind of a story. In YouTube, everyone's familiar with sponsorships and brand deals. You've seen a couple more lately on my channel. I used to not do them, or it used to be unclear whether or not I was doing them. Let me tell you something. If it was ever unclear, like if I did not say this video is sponsored by, then it wasn't. Sometimes people were a little unclear because I kind of like had good relationships with a few brands like Rev Gear or Stinger Tools, the people that make the whip. So they see a lot of their stuff in the videos and they assume that I'm sponsored by them. And while I do affiliate marketing for them, they don't pay me anything directly. They don't send me a check for being me and talking about them. I get paid for affiliate linking, which anybody could do. Anybody that had a website or a blog or a channel. And the other thing is with affiliate marketing, sometimes people make these comments. I see this a lot. I saw an ad the other day for a tripod, and the ad quoted Peter McKinnon as saying that the tripod was great. And are you serious? Are you serious with the toilet flushing during the podcast? Anyway, everyone was clowning because they said he probably got it for free. First of all, Peter McKinnon, if you're not familiar, is a very famous photography and content creation oriented YouTuber. And he talks about cameras and tripods and everything else. But okay. But I'm sorry, the baby distracted me. He could get any tripod he wanted for free. And when you do affiliate marketing, you can recommend anything and you can get paid for it. So I don't recommend, I could recommend Venom boxing gloves and get paid for recommending Venom boxing gloves. I get paid for recommending Rev Gear boxing. I could pick whatever I wanted and get paid for recommending those things through affiliate marketing. Anyone can affiliate market for just about anybody. And at this stage, it's not a brag, but I'm just explaining when you see me getting paid for doing these things, I could get free gloves from anybody that I wanted. I just like the guys at Rev Gear and I like their gloves. But they don't sponsor any of my videos. Sponsored videos are a funny thing. People understand them. They don't begrudge you for making money. Sometimes people do. And I'm like, do you understand how Do you like watching YouTube? How are you going to watch YouTube if people that are good at it don't get paid to do it? I don't know. But you can get paid doing YouTube. You can get paid doing walking dogs. You can get paid for babysitting. You can get paid for anything that you also enjoy doing. It's okay to get paid. Now, how do we know how much to get paid? I had no clue. I had no clue how much sponsorships were worth. The first couple times people asked me, I'd throw out a number. Most of the time, they would never message me back, and sometimes they jump right on it. But I got a management company. I have an agent now that he does all of that. And it's crazy how much people will pay for a YouTuber to shout him out. It's crazy how much people will pay. I'm not going to talk money because it's tacky, but I've noticed companies have hit us up and asked us to do a sponsored video. And hold on. Hey, Maddox! I'm doing a podcast. You got to get the baby. Sorry, guys. These companies would make these insanely low offers, and I'd be like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Who would take that? And then like 3 days later, I'll see one of the other channels in my niche pushing that product. And I'm like, they took that? Or did they offer that? I know they didn't offer them more. So you need to know your worth. A lot of times we just say yes to anything, and that's frustrating for a lot of reasons. When I said you can lower your prices in order to drum up business, there's a limit to how much you should do that. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. Don't just say yes to anything. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. Your expertise is valuable. If you don't know how much to accurately charge for your time or your services or your energy, then you'll never know how to increase that amount. And that might be, I might be saying like, you're not worth a lot. So you might think that that's what I'm saying. You're not worth a lot, so you need to figure out that you're not worth a lot so you can charge more. No, you might be worth more than you think. But you might be struggling to increase what you're worth because you're not accurately aware. It can work both ways. You have to accurately know your worth so that you can actively work to increase it. And by worth, I'm talking monetarily just because it's an easy way to measure. You're worth a lot. I'm sure you're worth a lot to people in abstract ways, like your love and affection and how important you are to them and everything else. I'm sure. But I'm talking about monetary worth, your time and your energy. And you could even take other types of currency, like, because in the modern sphere, like if you do online content creation, you YouTubers and stuff down there, and you instructors and coaches and things, attention is a currency. Like if you have people's attention, that is a currency that you can then leverage. But in the professional world, if you have some other kind of job or something like that, respect is a currency. That's a currency that you can use later you can cash in on that. If people respect you, then you can use that later. FBI agent over in the Podbean chat says, why does Mike not assume we know what supply demand is? Why do I not assume we know what supply demand is? Well, because some people don't. And you might not. Because that's not even exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, you dingus. FBI agent is kind of a dingus. I think that's the guy that he says I lost him. Okay, bye. So back onto like what you're worth. You know, you don't have to put up with stuff that's unpleasant. Like I see a lot of people eat a lot of shit, and I'm not sure why they're eating it. Now, if you've got 4 kids and no education and no car and no help and no training and no skills, and the only place in walking distance is a grocery store across the street, then that's probably going to be your job, you know? But you can start finding different avenues. You can start looking for different ways to improve your situation gradually. But if you don't understand your worth, if you don't understand that, hey, you know what? Maybe working for $12 or $15 an hour is not good enough. And by good enough, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that work. But I'm saying if you decide that it's not good enough for you, that you're worth more than that, then you need to do something about it. Now, what happens is a lot of people, they can't see they just see the big picture. They just see, man, this is not what I want to be doing with my time and my energy, and I'm worth more than this. And then that's it. They just know that this sucks and that would be better. But they don't think day to day. And I often ask people when they ask me for help with their fitness or with their martial arts or with their business or with social media or whatever, they say, I don't know what to do. And I say, well, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do tomorrow about it? And they almost universally, people who are not satisfied with their situation, people who tell me they're unhappy, when I say, what are you going to do tomorrow to fix this? They say, I don't know. I guess, well, I had planned to, and then they tell me something other than what they're going to do tomorrow. They tell me something they're going to do next week. They're going to tell me something that they need to buy first. They're going to tell me something that they need to get first, or how they're waiting on someone to do this and then they were going to do that. Or they tell me they were going to do this, but they couldn't because of blah, blah, blah. They never say, well, tomorrow I'm going to go look at supplies for my art business, or, I'm going to go look at beads to make necklaces, or what, they never say, tomorrow I'm going to drink a liter of water, or tomorrow I'm going to walk a mile. They always tell me what they're going to do way down the road, or what they couldn't do before, generally when they're unhappy. So the answer is usually simpler than you want it to be. You know why people don't like simple answers for improving their worth, or improving their station, or improving their status, or whatever? They don't want the answer to be simple, because if it is simple, they have to feel bad for not arriving at it on their own. It's the same with making money. It's the same with weight loss. It's the same with progress in martial arts or social media. I use these things because they're the things that I have expertise in. But I believe that, and if you are an expert in something else, I believe that you could probably find parallels in any industry or pursuit. Dave Hutchinson says, good thoughts. I like how you do cross-promotion with other creators as well. Nobody makes it completely alone. That's true. Nobody makes it alone. I had a lot of help on YouTube, especially. I had a lot of help from other YouTubers. Funker Tactical, Quan Kicker, Sensei Seth, Fight Perfect, Shane Faison for Fight Tips, Eli Knight, Ryan Hoover, Fight Commentary Breakdowns, Practical Combat, Sergio, Street Beefs. I had help from so many people to get where I am, but not a single one of those people did anything for me out of charity. They didn't say, hey, we like you and we think you should be more popular and more successful, so we're just going to help you because we like you. I provided something to them. It wasn't a tit for tat. They didn't give me this because I gave them that, and I didn't give them that because they gave me this. It just happened. You have to provide value. You can't just demand your worth. I very recently this is an interesting story, because I had a up-and-coming YouTuber, an aspiring YouTuber, who asked me if I would consider doing a paid shout out, like he would sponsor a video for me to shout his channel out. And I said, first of all, you can't afford me. No, I told him, I said, no, early on, that's pointless. Because if your business is not big, or your channel is not big, or your brand is not big, and someone asked me about branding, and I'll speak on branding here in a second, what I know about it. If it's not big, it might be, this is hard pill to swallow. You might not be popular because you shouldn't be. I often find that we'll use YouTube channels and we'll use small businesses, because that's the things I know about. Your business or your channel or your whatever is generally the exact right size it should be. Let me let that sink in. Your channel has exactly as many subscribers as it should. Your business has exactly as many customers as it should. People always said early on with my channel that I was criminally undersubscribed. I can't believe how high quality this channel is. Thank you. And it has so few subscribers. All right. But I had the exact number of subscribers I was supposed to have. What people believe is if they run this little sandwich shop and they think, man, my sandwiches are so good and I would be making millions if people just knew about it. There's so much more to it than that. And I don't know much about sandwich shops, but I know about business. I don't know that anyone's made millions in their one little sandwich shop. If you don't know how to do the other things as far as marketing and it's not just making, now you just make a bomb ass sandwich and the same 15 people come every weekend for lunch on Saturday or whatever. Your business can be the same size forever. And those 15 people, every once in a while they might bring one more, but that won't be a regular. You're going to have to do more. It's not about just making a sandwich. It's not about just making a video. It's not about just programming a great workout or giving a great haircut. You have to practice all these other skills. So your time and energy early on is best spent, instead of figuring out how you can get the success you think you deserve, is trying to figure out how to deserve more success. Ryan Liu says, so you're telling me that Hard to Hurt has more subscribers because it's better than Teach Me Grappling. That's a clever, you tried, but you failed. You're not going to get me. First of all, better than Teach Me Grappling. Yes, in many ways. In many ways, the Hard to Hurt channel is better. Is it better in instructional density? No. Is it better in depth of experience and authority from which it speaks? No. I talk faster and louder, and I'm funnier, and I cut the camera more. So I'm better at doing all those things. I'm better at reading analytics. I'm better at figuring out how to make thumbnails that people will click. But no, I'm not better at martial arts. I'm not better at teaching martial arts. He's definitely better than all those things. And that so you actually helped me prove that point, because it's not about how good your sandwich is. McDonald's is trash. McDonald's sucks. People hate McDonald's and still eat there. They're eating it going, I hate this, and then they go there the next day. They say to themselves, I'm never going to feed my kids this shit again, and then they take them there in 2 more days. At the Stratosphere, some of you guys are talking about the guys with 20 million, Jake Paul, 20 million subs. Yeah, that's like, we're not really going to talk about Jake Paul at McDonald's. We're talking about the little guy, because we're all little guys. But what are you worth? What are you worth? Who works hourly? Let me ask this. I'm not going to ask what y'all make per hour. If you want to comment that, great. Icy Mike dropping some wisdom. I don't know about that. It's just my thoughts. I don't know about wisdom. Who, if you get paid hourly, if you make money by the hour, if you trade your time for dollars, who in the comment section is happy with that dollar amount per hour? Who thinks that, okay, if I get paid $15 an hour, I think I am worth $15 an hour, so I'm happy that I get $15 an hour? Or if it's 30, or if it's 40, or if it's 50 or 60. Who is happy? Let me know in the comments if you are happy with the amount that you make per hour if you get paid hourly. That's important, because hourly pay, if you do any kind of gig-based, if you're an Uber driver or personal trainer or instructor or cashier or whatever. I'm not really, but I walk dogs, so I can live with it. I'm not so funny says he's very happy making $30 an hour. Taekwondo Lifestyle is very happy with his pay. Blue Sack Will says he's not really happy with how much he makes per hour, but he walks dogs so he can live with it. So what he's saying is his job is enjoyable. It's probably an enjoyable job. People that do stuff like that. Notice, do you remember Blue Sack Will? I said walking dogs earlier? Because I know a couple people that do that, and they always seem happy to be dealing with the dogs because they're dog people. Cuz63 says, seems about right to me. I wish I made more, but not willing to do the work needed at my age, right? Pretentious props. I'm an electrician. I'm content with what I make. Bryce Keeney says, I'm happy but not opposed to more income. Here we go. Edvin says, I want more. Mark Suarez says, it depends on what you mean by happy. If you mean commensurate to my current contribution, then yes. Pitbull says 34 Swiss franc and very happy so. So a lot of you guys, Fight Training says, nope, not me. He's not happy. Sir Legs a lot gets some kind of gobbledygook, but he says it's not good pay with his 3 kids and a mortgage. So a lot of you guys are kind of okay with what you make. And this is what that says to me. I'm going to try to figure this out. A lot of you said, no, I'm not crazy about it, but I think it's about right. So you're satisfied. You think that that's your worth. But do you really think that that's right? Because you wouldn't turn down more. Some of you guys are smart. You're like, I'd have to work harder to make more. I'm not willing to do it. There's your worth. So Victor Carolino says everyone should read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've never read that. I've never heard of it. I'm going to look into it. But for those of you that were not happy, they want more, you're not happy, figure it out, dude. Sheldon Richardson says, I want a lot more. Well, you're not going to get a lot more. Let's start with you, Sheldon. You're not going to get a lot more. Not tomorrow. Maybe a year from now, you'll get a lot more. But tomorrow, if you make a hypothetical $15 an hour, tomorrow you need to start working on making $17 an hour. How are you going to do that? What are you going to do tomorrow in order to make more? And for those of you who are like, when are we talking about money? I could be attention. It could be attention. It could be influence. It could be respect. It could be whatever you want from. Red Chuck says he doesn't mind his pay, but I prefer to hang with kids, so I work 2 jobs. Akib Patori says money chasing is a scary lifestyle, bro. So here's the thing. Some of you guys are like, I'm not interested in that. You know? I don't do this for the money, but I need the money to do it. Here's what I have found. Sensei David says, I think I made an extra $2 today on YouTube. Are you on YouTube, Sensei David? AdSense is up, man. October's the month. You YouTubers, if there's any YouTubers in the chat, holler at me in the chat. Let me know. I see a couple of you. But if there's a YouTuber I don't know about in the chat, let me know. October's the month to go. If you were posting once a week, you should be posting twice a week. If you're posting twice a week, you should be posting 3 times a week. All right. October is the month to go. Go ham sandwich. October, November, taper off in December. You can take January off because there ain't no AdSense there. You guys talking about money chasing can be dangerous. And you guys, so here's the thing. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that's ever regretted making a bunch of money. I know a lot of people that say, I'm going to chase money. It's dangerous. It's unhealthy. I don't chase money. I don't make a lot of money. I don't know if I'm being clear. I don't make a lot of money. What I've been working at for the past 2 years, I've tried to make the same amount of money while working less. That's what I'm trying to do. I actually have such a thing as enough money. Be Ready Self-Defense says, damn, good to know, Mike. Thanks. Yeah. October needs to go big time. You can ask Sensei Seth. He's been around long enough to know, and him and I have conferred on our analytics. You know, as Sensei Seth has sort of come along behind me, it's given me and him a chance to sort of, I observed things at certain stages of my YouTube channel, and then we observed those same things with him. You know, it kind of happened around the same mark, around the same time, the same, you know, so we're relatively certain of the things that we're saying, and I'm pretty sure that October and November ad revenue will be up. You know, Fight Training says if you love your job, you're definitely winning. Absolutely, dude. My job does not feel like work. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying, you know, I wear gym shorts to work. That's pretty cool. I can cuss at work, and I get to pick the music. I can cuss at work. I pick the music. I wear gym shorts. I could just also sometimes I can just not go. Cuz63 says often people who make a lot of money lose control of the money and become slaves of their lifestyle and debts. Control your fantasies and not them control you. Read anything about it. So Cuz63, I can sum up. More money, more problems. That's a real thing. Everyone's like, oh man, it's cool because you own your own gym. And it's like, yeah, what do you think happens when the toilet breaks? Now I just have, instead of 2 toilets, like you might have 2 toilets you got to worry about. I got 4 toilets. Sensei Seth says, Mike, I actually have a question. I had a huge boost last month, but now it's tapered off to less than a quarter of the views. What do I do about this? Just keep posting, switch it up. Seth, I will say that this past 2 weeks has been a little flat for me too. It's hard to say. Traditionally, October and November have been great. September was really good. Also, we're contending with current events. Remember that we're contending with current events. So it might not be as clear. Like the market and advertisers might not be sure what people are going to do and what people are willing to spend. So we might see some weirdness. I'm going to keep grinding though. I'm going to keep posting. I'm posting 3 times a week and doing the podcast. So I'm going to be all up ins. That way I can take December and January off. Cosmic Holocaust says, I ran my own produce business and it was a simple idea, but some of the most frustrating work I've ever done. Independence is nice, but don't underestimate the stress levels. Exactly. Everyone thinks, doing your own thing. Blue Sack Will says people going back to work, Sensei Seth. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like what we were seeing was things were returning to normal and people were spending money but not working yet. But now kind of like more people are at work now, so they're not watching as much YouTube. But I think ad rates, I can tell you for certain that ad rates are higher, at least for me. But about the more money, more problems, the guy with the produce stand, the produce business. Yeah, like you think like doing your own thing, like, oh man, I can never punch a clock and work 40 hours a week for somebody, so I work 80 hours uncompensated for myself. I hate dancing for the man. I'm not gonna work for $15 an hour. I don't want to work 40 hours a week for $15 an hour. So I'm gonna work 80 hours a week and only get paid for 10 of them at $30 an hour. Like that's what running your own business is like. The Mirror with a super chat of some CHF. I don't know what that is, but it's 10 of them. Thank you for the 10 CHF. Stay hungry, y'all. Greetings from Switzerland. I love your stuff. Sensei Seth says, excited for the seminar in November. Yes. For those of you that don't know, remember there is a seminar in November 7th at the studio in real life, a real life seminar. You must be in attendance to attend. Now we're going to have, is YouTube a seasonal deal? Oh yeah. So Rufio 420, let me get back to you, man. It's good to see you again too. Hadn't talked to you in a while. Hey Mike, can you speak to branding versus using your name even before having a proper gym? So kinda. I kinda had a brand. There was a thing like I kinda had a built-in audience. And I've talked with other like gym owners and brand owners and stuff like that. For instance, like I once knew a guy, he had his own fitness company, but everyone always said, I want to work out with, Dave. It'd be like them saying, yeah, I work out with Mike instead of saying I work out at RKM. And I want them to say RKM. But you, especially in 2020 with social media, like I don't do a lot on the RKM Instagram. I do it all on my Instagram. I'm the business. I'm the brand. People are there to see me and work with me. They don't care about the letters on the mats or on the wall. You know what I mean? They picked me. So you should be building your own equity. Like you're building your trust with people, and that increases how valuable you are. That increases your worth. And you can do that you do that while you're still stocking shelves at Walmart. You can build equity. You can build worth. Every time you encounter somebody, you can be trustworthy and accountable, And you never know when that person in the future is going to pop back up and be relevant to something you need. You know, I've been offered jobs because I was like absolutely killing it at like a small shitty job, and then got an offer for another job because someone saw me absolutely killing it. And, you know, I kind of platformed my way up through better and better jobs. Seminar info. It's November 7th. You can see it on my Instagram. I'm putting out a video tomorrow that has some of the information on it. It's November 7th at 10 a.m. It's going to be at the studio in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's going to be dirty boxing with me and Cliff. It's going to be really good stuff. Hey, Mike, can you move your head to the left so I can see the letters on the wall? Is there letters on the wall? There's no letters on my wall. There's no letters on my wall, dude. Fight Training says, do you have any more advice for small YouTubers? I might find myself feeling very uncomfortable in front of the camera, and I know it shows. Yeah, dude, me too. My first videos were atrocious. I was atrocious in front of the camera. Practice, man. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. You'll get better. I promise you'll get better. You're funny. Fight Training, you're a funny guy. Let's do this. YouTube.com. Let's find Fight Training's channel. Let's give Fight Training a little, let's show Fight Training a little love. Because he's funny. He's starting out. When I meet a new YouTuber, I like to give them a opportunity. I can't find it. He's so small, I can't find his channel. He did a reaction. Let me find it. Fight Training Sensei Seth. MMA is not a style. He did a video on that. He did a video reaction. But, you know, so my advice, it's like anything else, just practice. Damn it. How do I find your damn channel? I don't know. But tips for ED? No. None. Advice for starting boxing. We can talk about that real quick. We're talking about some other things, but I'll talk about that. So advice for starting boxing. Here's what you should do. You should go start boxing. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what you mean. Like, go to boxing. Have a good time. Find a place you like where they treat you well and you don't get hurt. Don't overcomplicate it. I think that's be a great video idea. People are like, which martial art should I start with? How do I pick a gym? Like, go to the gym and see if you like it. And if you like it, keep going. That's it. Don't overthink it. If you were going to be a professional fighter, you would know what you were looking for. But if you're not a professional fighter, then just go. And then one day when you're ready to like become a professional fighter, you can... Where is this dude's video? Oh my God. Yeah, we got to help this guy out because this dude here, I can't find his video. Don't overthink getting started. Let's bring that back to the original thing. So we're talking about starting your business or getting a better job or, you know, whatever. Whatever it is. Where is this kid at? Oh. I'm trying to find you. Fight Training. Bingo. Bango. Bongo. Here we go.
Hi Fight fans, do you love learning about MMA, wrestling, boxing, Thai boxing, and jiu-jitsu, then you've come to the right place. My name's Will Butler.
Dang, I've just been made aware that my audio is out. Am I back on? Look at this fight training guy. He looks like he's he looks like he's been punched in the face a bunch. Fight training, your face looks flat as hell. You've clearly been in a lot of fights. Sebastian Main says, hey, Mike, I want to switch from boxing to bare knuckle fighting, but there are no schools where I live, Mexico. I don't think there are any schools for bare knuckle boxing. I teach a bare knuckle boxing program, but it's just for fun. Let's get Fight Training's link, because Fight Training is an aspiring YouTuber. I like to give everyone a chance. Fight Training. Let's get his link in the description below. And bingo. So go give him a shot. He's a funny guy. Some of the stuff he does. So some of it's instructional, but when he's being funny, I think he's he did a funny video for where's the damn? Oh, there I am. He did a funny video about Sensei Seth at some point. I don't remember how. It was a few weeks ago, maybe. This thing was funny here.
MMA, I never use it as a sport. Use it as a martial art, as a self-defense thing. Like in MMA, its own style and stuff like that. And then again,
I love the accent, and you can clearly tell that this dude. You can tell that this dude has been punched in the face a lot. And I like to get my fight advice from dudes who've been punched in the face a lot. Real quick, let's do 101. I'm going to do quick YouTuber framing your shot. So Fight Training. Here's what you were working with. You're over here talking, right? You're talking, and then there's all this head space and all this space around you, and I don't know where you're looking. This is where people want you. They want you filling up the frame, not dead center of it typically, unless it's a stylistic choice. Gotta be one way or the other. A little bit. Filling up the frame, not a lot of space up here. And quality audio is actually more important than quality video. Believe it or not. Spencer Taylor says, hey, Mike, I have a sports equipment product I'm developing in my spare time. I will have a prototype by December. Would you be willing to consult me on the best way to market? No, I'm not. So I'm not a marketing expert. I'm just speaking from experience. Sensei David brings up a good point. Fight Training, you have enough subs to update the channel URL, like where it make it easy to find, like you make it easy link for people. Like my channel is youtube.com/hard to hurt or /Icy Mike P. You know, like that makes it a lot easier to share that link, and it makes that link a little more clickable and it looks a little more professional. So that is actually good advice. Let's see the pot. Since I neglect the Podbean chat, let me look at the Podbean chat. Feisty Camel says, I know a dude whose business grew more than he wanted or could handle. So what do? Do worse on purpose? Hand over your business that you love to someone else? Actually, being unable to scale can be a problem. Prime example, I actually can't keep up with my personal training schedule anymore. I can't. I'm saying no to lots of business and lots of clients. How do you fill the frame when demonstrating exercises that require the feet to the hands? You move the camera and move yourself. You get it right. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about someone's just talking. They want to see you. They want to feel like they're having a conversation with you. So marketing a fitness product. Marketing. So you can spend marketing dollars and be very clever. And there's companies that do marketing where they're basically manipulating people, and it's about more than just do they offer a good product at a good price. I stop there. My marketing advice is to offer a good product at a good price. That's it. Now, there are people who excel at making people buy, your protein powder instead of their protein powder because you put a picture, because your bottle's white and their bottle's black, and you put green letters on yours and they have gold letters on theirs. So all the middle-aged women want the white bottle with green letters, even though I told them to get the black bottle with gold letters because they like that white bottle with green letters better. It's got pictures of leaves on it and a woman that looks like them jogging, so they buy that one. Like that type of marketing, I don't know anything about that. If you offer an awesome product at a fair price that people are willing to pay, I think your business will be successful enough. You can offer a substandard product or offer an unfair price and through marketing ploys still be successful. Peloton, for example. They offer their product at an unfair price, and the unfair price is part of their marketing. Planet Fitness is another example. They offer, they use a marketing plan to actually offer an inferior product. The price, I guess, is fair, but their model's built on people not actually using their product. Like their model requires people not coming to their gym. So I can't help you with any of that stuff. I would say make an awesome product and make it a fair price, and I think it'll do well enough. That's my belief. Do you think knuckle fighting is safer or worse to prevent brain damage? I think getting punched in the head is getting punched in the head. I don't know about brain damage, man. I don't know. Like getting hit in the head causes brain damage. Like people say, oh, if you do bare knuckle boxing, it's like not as dangerous. Like if you get knocked out a couple times in your life, that's not a big deal. If you're getting knocked out every week or concussed every week, whether or not it's with gloves or not, it's going to mess you up. Green Man says, hey, Mike, had first street fight the other day in long time. I'm 49. He was about 30 and taller, grabbed my zip sweatshirt, tried to overpower me. What the hell were you doing fighting with him for? Fight Commentary Breakdowns is in the chat. It says, Icy Mike is awesome. He must have heard me talking about him earlier. Jerry, we were talking about how success with business or with YouTube, it can almost never be done alone. And you need help from people and collaboration with people. But that in order for those relationships to be honest, they have to be mutually beneficial. Like you don't just shout someone out because you like them. You shout them out because they provided a value. There's no pity parties. Like that won't ever work. Jerome Sinesh, quick question. What do you think is the best technique to get a quick knockdown? I don't know, man. Whatever. There's no such. Fighting is so chaotic, and there's so many variables. If you're talking about how to knock someone down when you're fighting, like be better than them at fighting and hit them at the right time. Mike, how did you recognize when you found your niche in regards to your channel? So I know the exact moment it happened. It was the smoothie video. I made a video about how to make a smoothie, and I was high on painkillers, and because I just had a tooth removed, and I had a lot of fun making that video, and it provided a lot of value. Like it was very informative, and I had fun making it. And click, Before that, I was trying to do I think I was a little too heavily influenced by people like Fight Tips and Quan Kicker, where I thought I was going to make these technical breakdowns of moves and really explain here's how you do this move. And that was dumb because I'm not good at that. I was incapable of providing that value. I was incapable of actually making a channel like that people would want to watch. And I realized that having fun and providing value was the key to not just success of the channel, but just my own personal satisfaction. And they often go hand in hand with something like that. Longshot Martial Arts says sucker punch is the best way to get a quick knockdown. Let's see. Joe CC Top on the Pommy chat says, I kind of did a jerk move. I was working with my friend at first in landscaping, and he was lazy and was having me do most of the work anyway for less pay, so I started just doing it on my own. I technically stole his business from him by doing a better job. No, you just became a competitor. Did you say to him? So the worst thing you probably did, I'm gonna guess, that you didn't say, hey, I'm unsatisfied with this. I feel like I can do a better job on my own and provide a better service, and I'm gonna start doing my own thing. Good luck to you, man. No hard feelings. I don't think you did that. I'm just gonna guess, because you feel bad about it. If you'd done that, I don't think you'd feel bad about it, but you do feel bad about it, so I'm guessing you didn't do it. He says, I would kind of get frustrated with him and start saying, dude, instead of sitting there on your phone vaping, how about we do stuff to be proud of? And his mother, unfortunately, would tell him what to pay me, which I thought was bullshit. And he did not know how to price his work. He wouldn't go like $15 per hour. He would just do a random price for a bunch of work that was not letting him break even. So he wasn't a hard worker and he wasn't a businessman. And you went into business for yourself and became his competitor. That's not a jerk move. Unless you did it underhandedly or you lied, that's not a jerk move. And then, even then, there's a place for subterfuge and deception in business. But he's your friend, so I understand how you feel a certain way about it. But if you're providing a better product at a better price and more consistent service, then that's his problem. Instead of him worrying about why you're successful, he should start worrying about why he's not. That'd be my best advice to him. You're good. You should have said something to him if you didn't, though. Should have said it to his face. What would be the appropriate age to start having kids learn sparring? I don't know. Whenever they're ready, man. Every kid's different. Square Potential says, has anyone dojo stormed you before, Mike? Not overtly. I think my nose is hella crooked. Damn. There's a green boxer in the gym yesterday. Mike, who are the best people you have trained with? There's been a few Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I generally find that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructors at the second degree black belt level, the ones I have trained with, Ryan Brinkman and Eli Knight, both, they are teaching on a level when it comes to Jiu-Jitsu anyway, that's like very different than what I know quite a few black belts and trained with quite a few black belts who are all great instructors, but just their ability to say something that'll click it in your brain and not just show you like how to move your body. High level. As far as high level striking instruction, there's actually a guy at the studio. He teaches boxing at the studio that y'all aren't too familiar with. Maybe you might have seen him. T, big, humongous Coach T, and he's sort of got a really, really deep depth of knowledge and way to apply angles and footwork and stuff like that to boxing. And Seth, as much shit as I give Seth, he's actually a really good instructor. He knows more. It's sort of annoying. I keep thinking that a topic's going to come up and he's not going to have an idea because I think of him as just some dumb kid without a lot of experience. But he has put in a lot of work and a lot of research, and generally when it comes to kicking, he's right. He knows if you're having errors, he knows why you're having errors, sometimes without even looking at you. And he's good at that sort of thing. But no, I've never had anyone overtly dojo storm me, like say, I'm here to fight you. But I've had people come in for sparring and test me, or test us. Always ends bad. We've done that podcast already, so I won't rehash any war stories. I'm trying to think if there's any that I didn't share. I think we talked about them all. But 100% of the people that show up thinking that they're like going to show me what time it is, find out, Not because I'm good. And here's the thing. It's not because I'm good. It's just generally and this goes to like knowing your worth. You know what I mean? Knowing where you stand. If you are the type of person that thinks to do that, like that's what you want to do with your time and your energy, like, and you think that, if you have those thoughts, you probably don't possess the skills, you probably don't possess the abilities like that you think you do. You probably have a skewed perspective. Boom, 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 boom. The funniest thing about it, the way I've always put it, is I said that no one that can beat me up, no one that can beat me up wants to, and no one that wants to beat me up can. And people get really really butthurt about that. They think I'm saying something different than what I'm saying. They think I'm saying that people can't beat me up. I'm like, no, lots of people can beat me up. They just don't feel they have any need to. But damn, how did that get on there? But that's been sort of the story for those things. F in the chat for Squid's black belt. That jiu-jitsu skater. I started my channel last week focusing on jiu-jitsu, fitness on a budget, and roller skating just for fun. Here's my journey channel. Right, so that actually is a cool idea for a channel. Besides the obvious built-in, like you say right there in the name of the channel, but like you're like kind of double niched. You know what I mean? So people that like jiu-jitsu will like your channel. People that like roller skating will like your channel. And then people will like you. And then they'll like whatever. So it might start a little slow for you, but people will be into that. But like, look at this. If you remember, I did this. When people have a problem with you and they want to say bad things about you, like, look at this. I did this video a while back. And look at this comment. Look at this. You read that comment right there. And this is what I'm talking about knowing your worth and knowing where you stand and knowing your value and your equity. Because what happens is, look at that. You have a hideous family, by the way. Come on. When people say these things, they're saying more about themselves than you. And you might see someone say something like this about you and not see like look right below it. Seriously, I want to be a husband and father like him. Like, this is the most touching, most amazing thing that could be said about a person. That sentence right there. But then you look at this sentence, and that's the one that I remember. You know, that's sad. So you got to think about a person that wants to say or do anything negative to you, especially when they won't say it to your face. You know what I mean? This is meaningful. This is powerful. Look at this. So cute. Oh, snap. Wifey looking good. Like, look at this. Look at these. You know? Just all this amazingness, all this amazing positivity. So when someone has something negative to say about you or they want to beat you up, they're generally telling on themselves. They're generally telling you what they're insecure about. They're generally telling you, and even if it's not directly one for one, they're usually just showing their own insecurities and vulnerabilities. Cosmic Holocaust says projection. Yeah. Neil Allen says, Mike, do you want your children to compete? I don't want my boy to even need to know how to fight. My friend, former UFC fighter, feels the same. Sensei Seth says, I want to beat you up, and I already covered that. So, Neil Allen, I'm kind of conflicted about my son competing. I want him to be the best martial artist that he can be, but I want him to be happy. And he's not. He's a tough kid. He's a good, talented martial artist, and he'll make a good fighter one day. But he's not. He's not a killer. He doesn't have any of that. Every really good fighter is kind of bipolar. It's a fact. And he doesn't possess that. So he doesn't have that. I know that if I had him compete full contact now, that he'd end up being a better fighter, but I don't know that he would end up as happy and healthy. So that's more important to me than turning him into a warrior. Like, he's good enough. Like, no one at his school will be able to mess with him. But, you know, if he entered a tournament or something, there might be some dudes in there that could beat him up. But, like, in real life, he's top 10, you know? I don't like kids knocking each other out. I don't like kids getting knocked out. I think it's weird. I saw these kids fighting at the show like what Nate did this past weekend. Oh, by the way, when you talk about Nate, we're going to talk about Nate and then get out of here. These kids will fight, and there'll be a kid fighting, and he's like 4-1, and he's like this. He's like pretty good, and he's fighting some kid that's like 13-2 with 7 knockouts. You know, I've never seen I can't say never. I've seen a few recently. Just the other weekend there was some. Generally, when kids fight, it's not a good fight. It's always one-sided. Sensei says Maddox, I'm pretty sure beats me up 9 out of 10 times. Yeah. Skill-wise, Maddox is really skilled. Maddox has a level of skill. It's often observed when he comes to team training and sparring that the only reason that he's not winning is because of his size and age. Like, why does a kid have knockouts? Yeah, I just don't believe. I don't believe in that. So you're not too keen on the Muay Thai children competitions? No, I won't tell anyone not what to do with their. I've always said I'm not telling anyone what to do with their kids, but I don't think your kid should be getting knocked unconscious. What happens is everyone wants their kid to be the one doing the knocking unconscious, but then are they happy and healthy, and will they love it? You know, everyone thinks their kid's very special. The people that are at the top of the game now that are the cream of the crop that were doing it since they were kids. You know, they did it as kids. They were monsters as kids, became monsters as teens, and they were monsters as adults, and they stuck with it, and they still love it, and they do it for a living. That is a tiny, 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 tiny sliver of all the people whose dads made them fight and pushed them and pushed them and pushed them, and then they quit and didn't do it. That's what's more likely to happen. But everyone thinks that their kid is going to be that special kid. I made a little comment earlier about fighters being bipolar. It's not a requirement. Of course, there are fighters who are not. Ease up. I might have been a little. What's the word? What's that thing that I always am? When you're like ridiculous to prove a point. What is that called? Hyperbolic. There's a little bit of hyperbole, and I don't mean they're full on bipolar. I mean they have to possess some sort of like for instance, I do poorly because I can't hurt people if I'm not angry. You know, I can't hurt people if I'm not angry, so that is why I don't perform well in fights. Cuz63 says some kids can't take a punch, so they get KO'd. It's not that complicated. Cuz63, no one's confused about how kids get knocked out. we're taking issue with the fact that they are getting knocked out. Like, we understand how they get knocked out. Not facetious. That's not the word that I was using. That's not the word I was looking for. What if I teach my dog how to do BJJ? Which breed of dog would you recommend? Shut up. Get out of my chat. Oh, man. Ali was not angry in the ring. Right. That's what I'm saying. There are people who can flip that switch and do violence to other people without emotion. You know? Oh, man. Okay, so that's going to bring it to an end today. Thank you guys for calling. Or no one called. Damn, we didn't do one caller. The Jiu-Jitsu Skater Girl says, I'm actually bipolar. I did not take offense with that. No, I didn't think that anyone who like, it's not a thing you're in control of. Like, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying, like, you have to be a good fighter, you have to be able to flip a switch to do violence to a person that has done nothing wrong to you. You know, that's not a typical person. I'm not saying it's good or bad or indifferent. that is not a typical way that people are. So to be exceptional, you have to possess that trait. Whoa, yikes. Know your worth. You're probably worth more than what you're getting, what you're receiving out of life. Generally, that's the case. There are some people who think that they're worth more than they are. You need to find that out too. But even knowing your worth, even finding out that it's more, and it might take someone else to tell you, you know? But demand what you're worth. Demand your respect that you are owed, and the attention that you're owed. And if people won't give it to you, that speaks up to them, not to you. That's about them. You know? Someone doesn't take you seriously, like say you want to be the best realtor, you know, and you are starting small, and you know you only sell one house every once in a while or whatever, and no one gives you any respect. But if your customers are the happiest, you know, you have earned their attention and respect, and it will, you know, the money and everything else that comes with that will come. You know, easy come, easy go. So the harder the climb is, the more satisfying reaching the top will be for you. That's my spiel on that. Boston Nick MMA says, my comments are worthless. Maybe not. All right, thank you guys so much. Make sure you go subscribe to Fight Training. There's a link down there in the description below. And tomorrow we got a video about punching into the clinch, and also it'll have all the information, kind of what the seminar is going to be about. The seminar, if you are interested in coming, we have people that travel to come to these. There's fun times. We do open mat after. If you just want to goof off, or if you want to get some sparring rounds in with one of us, you know, we'll all be available. I think it would be worth, you know, a day trip if you're at all in the area. We're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They do sell out. So if you want to come, message me, email me, something, send smoke signals, and get registered in advance, because they've progressively gotten fuller and fuller, and this one will sell out. All right. Darren Chan says, punching into the clinch, so Wing Chun, LOL. Not at all. Sensei Seth's excited for the seminar. I guess he's coming. Are you coming to the seminar? You know we're going to be punching each other and grabbing each other. Are you interested in doing that? Yeah, don't come if you're scared of touching people or being touched, unless you bring a partner. Oh, Master Dan, you're coming. You need boxing gloves, and boxing gloves or MMA gloves, and I would recommend shoes, because some of the training will probably be done outside. And if you want to do sparring afterwards, you know, sparring gear, boxing gloves, 16-ounce boxing gloves, and shin guards. Sensei Seth's coming. So look, we got Master Dan's coming, Sensei Seth's coming. We got people coming already. The Golden Janoon says, best martial arts for self-defense. Bare knuckle dirty boxing from Arcane Training on November 7th is the best martial art for self-defense. Taekwondo Lifestyle says, I'm off. I want to pair up with Seth. Actually, I'd probably put you two guys together. That's probably like a no-brainer, because y'all probably have like equal clinching skills, and you're the same size. All right, guys, I got to go. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you in tomorrow's video.